Today we're going to be looking at the bundle deal process, and this process is actually or was created based on a sales strategy called bundling, where you take a slow selling item, a fast selling item, and a high profit or high margin item, and you bundle it together and offer discounts so that customers can buy all three together. It's one of the ways that you're able to push off your slow selling items also by bundling them. Now, the step one you'd have to do, it's basically about how do you go about creating a bundle. First of all, you would need to select the target market and the products that the bundle will be focusing on. So ideally, the sales supervisor would need to give you that information on what are some of the slow selling items if they selected a particular target market, for example, construction, and they have identified that the item is a slow seller, let's say, for example, the road cutter, then you can have an option there now to bundle the road cutter with something that's high profit, like a cement mixer, and something that is high selling, like a cocoa vibrator, and you bundle it together and you give your discount off of it. Now, you will need in step two is to check the item information in the point of sale to determine those factors that I told you. So if it's to select a slow selling item, let's say, for example, we're looking again at the construction sector, you go into your point of sale, you log into your point of sale with your username and your information, password, sorry. Then you click on item list. Once you've clicked on item list, you type in the codes which you have in mind to run this bundle deal. So like we said, the road cutter. And once you check for the road cutter, the code is IND 4216, you scroll down to history and you would be able to see the frequency of the sale. So let's see, for 2021, we sold one in January, then we sold back one till in March, and then we sold one till in July, and then we sold the next one again in the 12th of July, and then we sold one till June, sorry, then we sold in July, then September, and then all the way down to December. So right away from looking at that, you could see significant gaps in the way that the item is being sold. And you would be able to, and that's one of the ways how you determine if it's a slow selling item or not, because you're already seeing that within months gap, this item is not being sold and is not something sold monthly or every week or so forth. Now to select your high margin item, because well, we just selected our slow seller, and to select our high margin item, it's basically about going into the product information and looking at your profit margin. Now, how do you know which items to bundle together? If you've selected your slow seller as your road cutter, you're bundling complementary items or equipment. You're not going to go and bundle a road cutter with a juicer and a Dalbury mill. It's totally out of context. What you're going to do, think about the road construction. When you cut the road, that's what you use your road cutter for. Normally, it's to place down a pipe, and then you may have to even compact back the area, and then you cast it. So you can put a compactor and you can put a cocoa vibrator as two of the items that you want to bundle with. So let's look at compactor as one. So as I mentioned, the Honda GX 270, the profit margin is 50%. You will find that under statistics to know if that's your item for your high margin. Or if it's not, you can look at also the frequency of the sale. So if you look at this compactor here, sorry, this is the wrong compactor. 9984 is the one I'm looking for. Yes, the profit margin is 49. And then if we look at the frequency, we saw one in February. We saw one, 2 in February, 1 in January, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We sold 5 in January. So right away, you're able to determine from just looking at the frequency of the sale that this is a high selling item. So we can actually put the compactor here now as our high selling item. So we already have our slow seller and our high selling or our selling item. And now we need to find our high margin item. So we can look at, let me see, compactor. You'll probably look at cement mixer because you would need something to mix your cement with. So as you can see, I'm typing in right inside the box. So what we could do, an easy way to find your hard, yeah, as I was saying, it's an easy way to find your margin rather than checking through like your high margin items. You could adjust your column and you can select, sorry, let me go back again. You come to the headings and you left click and you will see your option to customize column and you select margin. And that way you would see your margin values for your product. So what you can do is that you will see the margin percentage right here when you're scrolling through your items. So high margin, in this case, we're looking for something that's at least 70% and over in a high margin. Your selling item can also be a high value item. Also, when you're preparing it, one of the items out of the selling and slow selling and so forth, it needs to be of a high value also. So we've gotten a generator, which the profit margin is 87%. So we can use this as our high margin item because on most work sites, the contractors and so forth still need to use their power tools and so forth when they're working. So it is a product that can work on the site. Now, after we have selected the 3 items that need to be bundled, you will need to give the selling price of the item. So let me just pull up the codes back on the make a sale page. So it's 51.29. Make sure you gather the codes in so it's easier for you to retrieve the information when it's time to prepare the total. So now we are moving on to step 3 as we have already selected the products to create our bundle deal. We then need to gather the prices of the items. So in a separate Excel sheet, you can write this information down. So it's easier for you to retrieve later on, or I normally write it in my notebook because we would still have to send an email with the information to the management team for their approval when they have the meeting or inside of the group. So if a customer was to buy these 3 items individually, it would have came up to 686,604. However, in the event that they are buying it in the bundle deal, we will be offering a 10% discount, which will be enable them to spend only 617,000 if they buy the 3 together, which is a discount total of $60,228 the customer will get off. The sales supervisor will then email the list of the items, which is the item name and the cost, to the accounts manager or the person, the admin manager, requesting for the current stock of the item. As any promotion run by the marketing department, each item needs to be 4 pieces or more in stock before we run a promotion. When the information has been returned to the sales supervisor, which will normally take within a day, he or she will then prepare an email regarding the bundle deal to send to the management team. Now, this should include the cost of the items and also the selling price. So if you notice in the point of sale here, you could see the cost of the item, and then you can also see what is the selling price of the item. So you need to show the team in your presentation how much are we actually spending on this promotion, and that's the cost of the items, them in addition to the marketing expenses, like how much labor goes into creating the artwork, the various promotional aspects like your radio costs, your advertising, your TV costs, your newspaper costs, and so much. And the sales supervisor could retrieve that information from the marketing coordinator and put it into that report. So once the proposal is being reviewed and approved by management, the sales supervisor will work along with the marketing department to create the advertising material for the bundle offer. It does not have to be something complex. This proposal that you're submitting is basically saying the name of the promotion, what are the items, the cost, the selling price, how much is being discounted, and then what are the expenses that we're going to have, what are the investments, that we're making, how much for radio, TV, labor, and so forth, listed at the bottom with a total that this promotion is going to cost us $1 million, and we're expecting to make 3 times this amount, $3 million, right? Great. So after you've sent the proposal and you have developed the various artwork and advertising material, the sales supervisor is then responsible for training the team on the offer, including what it comprises of, the duration and cost, and on a weekly basis, he or she, using the point of sale, will record the number of sales retrieved from the bundle and prepares a report to email to the management group. The report shall include how much queries by customers were generated from the customer feedback book and the telephone feedback book, and this can be provided by the marketing department also. How many people asked about the bundle deal on Facebook, on Instagram, over the phone, on the website, and so forth. And this should be recorded in the same Excel sheet that was created to put the budget and the budget information and so forth.